At the beginning of this movie, we are introduced to Megan Leavey, a young woman in 2001 New York who looks like someone life has already given up on. She's barely 20. Her mother cycles through jobs she despises, dragging a cloud of bitterness through their home every single day. And then, as if things couldn't get heavier, Megan's best friend, the one person who truly understood her, dies. Just like that, the light goes out. Megan retreats into her bedroom, the curtains drawn, no plans, no future, no reason to get up in the morning. But here's where the story takes its first unexpected turn. One ordinary afternoon, Megan is walking down a New York street. No destination, just motion for the sake of motion, when she spots two Marines in full uniform stepping through the gates of a recruitment base. She stops. Something shifts inside her. She can't explain it. She doesn't have to. Because in that single moment, Megan Leavey makes a decision that will change everything. She is going to join the United States Army. Megan doesn't tell her mother. She quietly packs a bag, walks to the bus station, and boards a ride all the way to a military training camp in South Carolina. No announcement, no farewell breakfast, just gone. What follows is exactly what you'd expect from military boot camp, and then some. We watch Megan push through grueling physical drills, climb obstacles until her arms give out, master combat techniques, and drag herself through exercises that would break most people twice her size. It is brutal, it is relentless, and she does not quit. Months later, we see Megan standing at her graduation ceremony, a full-fledged soldier. It should be one of the proudest moments of her life. And it would be, if her mother showed up on time. She doesn't. When her mother finally arrives, Megan notices something that cuts deeper than any insult. Her mother seems far more interested in asking questions about military life insurance than celebrating what her daughter just accomplished. That detail tells you everything you need to know about their relationship. But Megan doesn't dwell on it. She moves into the barracks, begins patrolling a Marine base, and starts building the life she chose for herself. For the first time in years, she has structure, purpose, a reason to wake up. Until one night, as these things tend to go, she makes a mistake. Megan and two of her friends hit a local bar during their night off. They drink more than they should, a lot more. On the way back, Megan urgently needs to use the restroom. There's no facility nearby, so she does what seemed logical in the moment. She slips behind a garden wall. The problem? That garden wall is right beside the chief sergeant's office. A guard spots everything, and by morning, Megan is standing in front of a furious commanding officer who looks like he is one breath away from ending her military career before it truly begins. He gives her one chance. Just one. Her punishment? She is assigned to clean the Marine kennel, the facility housing the military's guard dogs. Every doghouse, every kennel, every mess. We watch Megan arrive at the kennel, mop and cleaning supplies in hand, making her way through the rows of enclosures. And then she reaches one that stops her cold. Inside is a German shepherd named Rex. She tries to approach him slowly, hand extended, the way you would with any dog. Rex's response? He lunges, snapping, teeth bared, pure aggression. Megan jumps back, shaken. This dog wants absolutely nothing to do with her. Shortly after, Sergeant Martin, the second in command, appears and redirects Megan to a different assignment. She is handed a full protective suit and sent out to the field where dog handling training is conducted. In the first exercise, she watches a different dog latch onto the padded sleeve of the suit at the handler's command, and then release just as cleanly on a second command. Controlled, precise, impressive. Then comes the second exercise. Megan suits up and is told to run across the field, simulating a fleeing suspect. The dog for this test? Rex. The moment Rex spots her running, he explodes into a sprint. He catches her, but here is where something strange happens. Instead of biting the protective padding on the suit, Rex bites her pants. Just her pants. He's not trying to take her down the way he's supposed to. He's doing something personal. Megan isn't hurt, but she stands there in that field, staring at this difficult, unruly, stubborn animal. And instead of feeling frustrated, she feels something click. A challenge. A purpose. She makes a quiet promise to herself right then and there. She is going to earn this dog's trust. She marches directly to Sergeant Martin and asks what it takes to become a certified dog handler. The sergeant doesn't sugarcoat it. The candidate must score in the top percentile of both the physical fitness test and the weapons qualification test. It is an extremely high bar, and most people don't clear it. Most people aren't Megan Leavey. From that day forward, she wakes before sunrise to run, train, and push her body further than she ever has. She spends extra time at the shooting range, adjusting her technique, measuring her accuracy, drilling until the movements are automatic. When evaluation day arrives, Megan walks in and scores above 90% on both tests, the highest marks among all candidates. She goes straight to Sergeant Martin. She's ready. But before she can work with Rex, there's one more layer to this training. Megan must simulate being a dog herself, wearing a mock collar attached to a leash, walking the training field, running the behavioral exercises. The soldiers watching probably find it ridiculous. Megan doesn't care. She does every drill. She even attends the behavior classes supervised by the unit veterinarian, going through every motion required of the dogs under training. During one of these sessions, the class is instructed to remove the collars from the dogs. When it's Rex's turn, the first corporal reaches toward his collar, and Rex snaps. He bites the corporal's hand hard enough to take him off active duty. Sergeant Martin looks around. Someone needs to take over Rex's care immediately. He looks at Megan. She accepts without hesitation and heads to the kennel with Rex's food bowl. She tells him to wait in his kennel before she sets it down. Rex stares at her. Then he starts barking. He is not interested in her instructions. Not even a little. Here's what makes this scene so powerful. Megan doesn't raise her voice. She doesn't force him. She simply sits down on the ground directly in front of his enclosure and waits. That's it. Just silence and patience. 1 hour passes. Then another. Then another. And finally, Rex walks into his kennel and lies down. Megan places the food bowl inside. It is a tiny, quiet moment. But if you understand what it means to earn the trust of something that has been pushed to the edge of its aggression, you know that this scene is everything. Days later, Megan joins a group of soldiers in a bomb detection training exercise coordinated by Sergeant Andrew, a man who has just returned from active duty in Iraq and is one of the most experienced dog handlers the unit has seen. When it's Megan's turn, she guides Rex through the stage scenario. He ignores her direction and pulls toward a completely different area. She tugs the leash, trying to redirect him, but Sergeant Andrew tells her to let the dog go. Because Rex just found a bomb the sergeant had secretly placed in an undisclosed location. After the exercise, Andrew pulls Megan aside and tells her plainly, Rex is an exceptional tracking dog, but without a real bond between them, people will die on a real mission. The words land hard, and from that moment, something changes in how Megan approaches her time with Rex. Not just training, genuine connection. And over the weeks that follow, it builds. Slowly, steadily, unmistakably. After months of preparation, Megan and a group of soldiers ship out to Iraq for a 7-month deployment. The flight is long and exhausting, and when they land, the heat and the weight of what lies ahead is immediate. They are stationed at a military base in the city of Ramadi, and Megan is introduced to her guide, Corporal Morales, a steady, experienced soldier who manages his own tracking dog named Chico. Megan's first real mission comes quickly. She joins a patrol group conducting vehicle inspections on a main road. When a man and his young son are stopped in their car, the sergeant orders Megan and Rex to sweep the vehicle. Rex works methodically, sniffing every surface, every compartment. He finds nothing. They are cleared to go. But before the car pulls away, the boy leans out and asks what the dog's name is. The sergeant tells him to get back in the car. Megan, quietly, kindly, whispers, Rex. The sergeant catches it. He takes her aside immediately and explains that in a combat zone, revealing a tracking dog's name is a serious security risk. The enemy could use it to lure the dog into a trap. Megan understands. She won't make that mistake again. The mission concludes without incident, and Megan returns to base with quiet pride. She promises both herself and Rex that they are going home when this is over. The weeks build into months. Megan and Rex work inspection after inspection. During downtime, while other handlers rest, Megan is out training Rex, deepening their coordination. It shows. Their results are consistently sharp. Then comes month 3, and everything changes. In the middle of the night, Megan is shaken awake and told that a combat group has been severely compromised. Reinforcements are needed. She and Rex gear up and drive out to the eastern edge of Ramadi before dawn. The group moves through residential streets, clearing houses systematically, searching for hidden weapons caches. They locate a resident inside one of the homes. The area is secured. The soldiers question him. He insists he supports American forces and knows nothing about weapons. The sergeant orders a search anyway. Inside, they find a room stacked with rolled carpets. The resident explains they are for religious ceremonies. The sergeant tells him to clear them out. And then Rex goes still. He starts moving toward one wall, slowly, with focus, nostrils working. Then he sits, right in front of a rug hanging on the wall. He doesn't bark. He just sits there, completely certain. The soldiers pull the rug aside. Behind it is a hole carved into the wall, packed with dozens of weapons and explosive devices. The resident bolts. He doesn't make it far. He is taken into custody. The arsenal is collected, and the mission is a success. Morales turns to Megan with something close to awe. He tells her that what she and Rex did that night saved lives. Every soldier in the battalion hears about it. The respect they earn is immediate and genuine. Later that night, Megan and Morales play cards while Rex sits nearby, calm, watchful, present. During the game, Morales notices a tattoo on Megan's arm. A name, Jessie. She tells him about her best friend. They were inseparable growing up, closer than most siblings. At a high school party, The two of them made a reckless decision together, mixing alcohol and pills to see how far they could push it. Hours later, Megan came around. Jesse never did. He was rushed to the hospital and didn't survive. Megan has carried the guilt of that night ever since. She was supposed to be the one who didn't make it. That's what she believes. But the army gave her something to fight for, and Rex gave her something to come back for. 6 months in, Megan and Rex are accompanying another patrol through a city highway when Rex suddenly stops and sits. Megan crouches down and spots it. An explosive device wired to the road's guardrail, almost invisible. She signals the group. Nobody moves. Nobody gets hurt. Their reputation reaches a point where when the next assignment comes in, Morales volunteers to go. The sergeant picks Megan instead. 2 armored vehicles head west. Megan and Rex begin their sweep. The dog keeps hitting, one buried explosive after another. Megan marks each one with a flag. 2 hours of careful, meticulous work. The field is a minefield of flags. Then a car approaches at speed. A soldier fires a warning shot. The car stops. The driver gets out and raises his shirt. No vest, no bombs. The group orders him to the ground, handcuffs him, and tells Megan to sweep the vehicle. She and Rex move toward the car. They are almost there when the ground underneath them erupts. A bomb detonates beside them, not a buried mine, but a device connected to a detonator wire, triggered remotely by someone watching. Megan is thrown through the air. Rex hits the ground and goes limp. She scrambles to her feet and runs to him, screaming for help. The other soldiers converge on them both, pulling them toward the vehicles. Megan regains her hearing in fragments. The sergeant demands to know how she missed the device. One of the soldiers inspects the crater and confirms. This wasn't a landmine she could have detected. It was a remote detonated trap. Someone was watching them specifically. Someone who knew that if Megan and Rex were eliminated, the unit would lose its most effective bomb detection team. The sergeant orders them back to base. Megan refuses. She says there are more bombs in the area and abandoning the sweep puts the next patrol at risk. The sergeant looks at her for a long moment. They continue. Rex recovers enough to work. Together, they mark more explosives, and the group pushes toward a cluster of abandoned buildings on the edge of the area. 2 are empty. The third is a former school. They sweep the roof and find it. A full detonation setup with wiring and detonators. Whoever planted this is still close. Then Rex starts barking at one of their own soldiers, a man named Gomez. It's strange enough that Megan starts to tell Rex to stop. Before she can, Rex bites Gomez's backpack and physically drags him to the ground. A rocket-propelled grenade screams across the rooftop exactly where Gomez was standing. 3 armed combatants emerge from the rubble below. A firefight breaks out. Military vehicles provide cover. The group fights its way out of the building. In the chaos of the retreat, an explosion sends everyone tumbling down a staircase. Soldiers Gomez and Johnson take covering positions so Megan and Rex can move. They reach the vehicle. Rex gets in. Another rocket fires. Megan goes down. Rex jumps back out. He runs to her and stands over her body in the middle of active gunfire. The vehicle pulls forward to shield them. Rex stays. And when there is a gap, just a small one, they both run for the vehicle and make it inside. The drive back to base is silent. When they arrive, a helicopter is already waiting. Megan's injuries are serious enough that she needs immediate medical care. She asks to stay with Rex. They tell her she can't. Morales promises to look after him personally. They load her into the helicopter, and as it lifts off, Megan breaks down crying. From the pain, from the fear, from the thought of leaving Rex behind. At the hospital, doctors confirm damage to her eardrums from the blast concussion. The good news is that it isn't permanent. The difficult news is that she is grounded for 3 months. No field work, full physical and psychological recovery required. During the Christmas holiday, she flies home and is met at the airport by her father, who wraps her in a long, relieved hug. He has to go to work on Christmas Day, so Megan ends up staying temporarily at her mother's house. She doesn't want to be there. What bothers her most isn't the tension with her mother or her stepfather. It's that Rex isn't there. She calls the barracks daily asking for updates. The answer is always the same. Rex hasn't returned from Iraq yet. The waiting is agonizing. Eventually, her leave ends. She returns to base. And Sergeant Andrew, the man who first showed her what Rex was capable of, is there to meet her. He congratulates her on the mission results. Then he tells her the words she has been waiting to hear. Rex is back. She runs. Rex sees her coming across the field and runs straight at her. They collide in the middle of the grass, and Megan holds him like she has held nothing else in her entire life. He is recovering from a paw injury. So is she. For a while, they recover together. Megan takes on a new role at the base, training the next generation of dog handlers, while helping Rex through physical therapy. And Morales is there too. He left flowers and a note on her door before she even knew he was back. They begin something quiet and real, spending their off days together in the way that people do when they have survived something together. Then the news comes that stops everyone cold. Sergeant Andrew, the man who returned from Iraq to teach, to mentor, to push Megan to become who she became, was killed in combat. He died protecting his tracking dog, Bruno, from an explosion. Bruno survived, but when Megan returns to the training field, she watches Bruno pacing the perimeter of the yard with restless, searching energy. He is looking for Andrew. He doesn't understand why Andrew isn't coming back, and he won't stop looking. Sergeant Martin explains it plainly. The bond between a handler and their dog doesn't end when one of them is gone. Bruno will search for Andrew until the day he dies. Megan stands there watching that dog, and something crystallizes in her. She goes to Sergeant Martin the next morning and tells him she is not re-enlisting. She is done. She wants to find a different kind of purpose outside the military, and she wants to take Rex with her. The sergeant listens. He agrees to write a letter of recommendation for her adoption request. There is just one final step. Rex needs to be cleared by the base veterinarian. It doesn't go well. Rex is agitated during the exam. The muzzle triggers his aggression and he acts out. The veterinarian records the behavior and officially marks him as unsuitable for civilian adoption. Megan begs her to reconsider. She explains what it will mean. Rex sent back into active deployment, back into the kind of environment that has already pushed him to his limit. The veterinarian holds her position. She has a responsibility to public safety, and she won't remove the note. Megan goes back to the sergeant. He hears her out and says he understands, but he can't override the veterinarian's assessment. Rex was trained for war. Unpredictable situations will always trigger a combat response in him, and the risk to civilians is real. He gives her one thing, though. He lets her say goodbye. She walks back to the kennel one last time and sits with Rex, and she tells him goodbye. The months that follow are the hardest of Megan's life. Morales re-enlists for a 51-month deployment. The distance grows into silence. Rex is gone. Morales is gone. And Megan is back in civilian life without an anchor. She moves back into her mother's house temporarily, and immediately there is friction. One morning, her mother appears at her door holding a puppy, cheerfully explaining that she got it to replace Rex. Megan doesn't respond kindly. She tells her mother that nothing replaces Rex, that her mother has never understood her and never will. Her mother fires back. She is exhausted watching Megan sit in her house, doing nothing, wasting days, wasting herself. Megan packs her things and moves in with her father. But the war followed her home. She is experiencing post-traumatic stress, and it shows up in ways she can't control. One night, her father's car alarm goes off accidentally, and Megan sprints outside in a panic, telling him not to leave, convinced the sound is something else, a trigger, a signal, a threat. Her father gently brings her back to the present. Then one day she spots a dog inside a parked car, in the heat, barking. And Megan grabs a nearby baseball bat and shatters the window. When the car's owner comes running out, furious, she is yelling at him about mistreating the dog. He tells her the dog is fine. The window was cracked. She was wrong, and she knows it. This is the moment Megan decides she needs help. She starts attending a veterans support group. She opens up about the war, about Jesse, about Rex. In one session, she cries talking about what Rex meant to her. The group leader tells her something she needs to hear. Rex already taught her everything she was there to learn. The lesson wasn't lost just because they are apart. Still, the depression doesn't lift easily. She oscillates between meetings and isolation. And then her father does something fathers do at exactly the right moment. He walks into her room and tells her the truth. He says he knows what it feels like to lose everything that matters to you. He says the only thing left to do from that place is keep fighting. And he knows she can, because she's a Marine. Megan tells him she doesn't know who she is without Rex. And her father tells her, then fight to get him back. That sentence becomes the engine of the next year of her life. She gets a job at a restaurant. Every single day, she calls the barracks to ask about Rex. Most days no one can tell her anything useful. She doesn't stop calling. And then one afternoon at work, the call comes. Rex is being retired from the army. He is 10 years old. He is seriously ill. And the military's plan is euthanasia. Megan puts down the phone and starts making calls of a different kind. She launches a public adoption campaign. She reaches out directly to Senator Chuck Schumer and tells him her story. He listens. He agrees to help. The campaign goes national almost immediately. Megan gives newspaper interviews. She shares Rex's story, the bombs he found, the lives he saved, the rocket attack he survived standing over his fallen handler in the middle of a firefight. The country responds. Over 22,000 people sign the petition. The military reviews the case. And finally, an invitation arrives. Megan is asked to attend a ceremony at the Marines base, where Rex and other service dogs will be officially retired and rehabilitated. She walks onto that base, and the first person she sees is Morales. He tells her he is completing one final mission, and then he is done. And then he tells her the other news. The adoption has been approved. Megan looks across the field, and she sees Rex. He sees her too, and before she can say his name, he runs. They meet in the middle. After the ceremony, Megan and Rex go home together. He adjusts to civilian life with the ease of a dog who has earned every quiet morning he will ever have. And in case you thought Megan's story was going to let her rest, there is one more ceremony. She is invited to an event at Yankee Stadium. When she and Rex walk onto that field, the crowd treats them like the heroes they are. A video message from Morales and the soldiers plays on the big screen, celebrating their reunion and everything they survived to get there. Rex lived until December 2012. He was 12 years old. He spent those last 2 years in a home with someone who loved him unconditionally, far from the sound of explosions and the smell of gunpowder. After Rex passed, Megan didn't stop. She returned to the army for a period, training new handlers alongside her next dog, a German shepherd named Patriot. Today, she works as a veterinary technician, advocating for animals the way Rex once advocated for her, standing between them and the worst the world can offer. Now here's the thing. If you watch this entire story and you still haven't subscribed to this channel, I genuinely need you to ask yourself why. We just spent time together walking through one of the most emotionally loaded, beautifully told stories of loyalty and survival you're going to find. If that didn't earn your subscription, I honestly don't know what will. Hit that subscribe button right now. Don't leave it for later, because later never comes. And drop a comment below. I want to know, what hit you hardest in this story? Was it the moment Rex ran back to Megan in the middle of the gunfire? The years she spent calling the barracks every single day just hoping for news? Or was it watching a young woman who had already lost so much refuse to lose one more thing she loved? Tell me. I'll be reading every single one.